Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 video. Now today's video is going to be flown from a brand spanking new piece of scenery. This is the Burning Blue Designs North Weald Airbase and she be a beauty. Now like I did in the previous video, I will be driving the UTV around this scenery in the near future. But first of all, I thought we'd actually fly from the actual scenery. So I've chosen an aircraft that I don't believe I've featured. I can't remember it. It's been sat in my sim. It's been sat in my virtual hangar for all this time. And I don't know if I've ever featured it in the channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Carenado Cessna C170B. Like I say, I don't know whether I've actually featured it. I can't remember. I've done so many videos now. If I haven't featured it, do apologise. I know I went through a lot of Carenado aircraft in the past, but I thought it's a good enough aircraft for the video of which we're trying to film now. So, like I say, I will be featuring North Weald in more detail with the UTV in the future, but today's video is going to be a circuit in the Cessna 170 here by Carenado. Now, the previous video we had the A2A Comanche 250, which is one of the best single-engine aircraft here in the sim. Lots of detail, immense perfection here in the sim. Carenado aircraft don't quite get that kind of feeling, so to speak. Yes, they look absolutely fantastic. I mean, this is an old Cessna, and she's banged up. But that and sounds are very good as well. But handling is always a bit of a question when it comes to Carenado. Just how good are they? I would put Carenado under A2A, obviously, and probably under Just Flight when it comes to their general aviation aircraft. But I wouldn't knock Carenado because they price their aircraft a lot cheaper. There is repaints, different versions of the aircraft. In this particular one, we do have the regular and Tundra models. So Tundra being the tyres, so we do have one for bush flying. So, yeah, we do have all the bits and pieces we need for a good aircraft. But is it a good aircraft? So anyway, being that if I haven't featured this aircraft before, I will go through the facts of this aircraft as of Carenado's own words. So, like I say, we do have the regular and the Tundra model. We have 6 liveries. We have the portable Garmin, and I can't pronounce this word, AERA, no idea, GPS. I don't like it, I'll be perfectly honest, but it is there. We have the KX165 nav/com radio. We have the KT76A transponder. We have cold and dark, ready to taxi and ready to take off start options. These are pre-saved positions for the aircraft and the buttons and the switch gear and all that kind of stuff. If you're in a hurry to get this aircraft off the ground, trust me, it's a very easy aircraft to get off the ground. Engine and wind sound effects when opening doors and windows. This is something that some other aircraft don't have. You open the window and it still sounds exactly the same, or you don't hear the wind or anything like that. This aircraft has it. An original high-quality digital stereo sounds recorded directly from the real aircraft, which includes engines, knobs, switches, buttons, and different elements. So I always say sound is very important to an aircraft here on the sim, and apparently it does sound realistic, I'll give it that. Realistic flight dynamics compared to the real airplane. Realistic weight and balance tested by several pilots for maximum accuracy. I don't know, it doesn't, I mean, I haven't flown a Cessna 170, I'll be perfectly honest, but, yeah, I don't know, it's not maybe the strongest point for Carenado. We have physically based rendering, materials and textures. I will give them this. Like I say, it looks really, really good, and this one has the reflective metal or bare metal finish, and it looks good. It does look good. That I will say is correct. PBR materials authored with industry standard software used by the film and gaming industries. Yeah, not 100% on that one, but you know, it's got PBR. We accept that. A tablet interface for controlling static elements, pilots, fairings, opening doors, etc., and starting options such as the cold and dark and ready to taxi. I.e., it comes with a tablet. So, on the external side, it's looking really good. Let's see what it looks like on the interior. It's old. Ignoring this, obviously. It is an old Cessna, or very old Cessna. It's a tail dragger for a start. I think many tail dragger Cessnas nowadays. But yeah, I mean, it is functional. I've seen worse texturing. It's not the best texturing, but I have seen worse. That looks very flat. Obviously, it is flat. You know, it's supposed to be carpet and everything. It's supposed to be worn carpet at that. But I do like the marks on the doors, on the fabric there. It shows that the aircraft's been lived in, worked in, and used. Another good thing to look at is the state of the chairs here. We have a leather, well, half and half even, leather and fabric. And again, they look pretty good. I'm not seeing any glaring issues. Same with the back end of the aircraft, a bit scuffed at the back. It's an old aircraft. Bit of dirt and grime on the sun visors and on the roof. Again, it adds to the realism. This is what I do like. We've got dirt on the windows. You know, no aircraft comes out flying absolutely pristine and looks amazing. In fact, the only time I should say it only does that is when it's come out the factory. Well, a Cessna 170 hasn't flown for quite, well, it hasn't come out the factory for a long time. So, again, I like this. Good sound effects on the old window. But again, it looks the part. Again, I have seen worse textures. Sound. Very long-winded priming system. It sounds exactly like I would expect it to sound. I mean, again, I haven't sat in a Cessna 170. But with these controls being physically connected by wires and wishes and hopes to the controls, which you can't obviously see because it's been a high wing, I would expect it to sound like that. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a pass. I think it's accurate. We don't have fuses. Not a deal breaker for me personally. Remove that. We've got the time-honoured comm system, COM 1 and 2, or NAV 1 and 2, and then the transponder system, which obviously has been around for donkey's years, in simulators as well. This is the standard one that I think FS 2004 came with. A lot of aircraft came with that. FSX obviously came with this, so it's fairly simple. So simple I can't even work it out. Yeah, so COM system is over here, COM 1 and 2, and NAV 1 and 2 are here. We don't have interactive phone and mic jacks like the A2A aircraft does. This, no, I don't like it. Not as bad as a GNS 530 for me, but no, I'm not a fan of it. This is a little bit different. We obviously only have one throttle and one mixture. We don't have a prop pitch, so I don't think we do. No, we don't. We have a starter pull switch. It's not just a switch as in just flick it on or go with the mags and all that kind of stuff and just, you know, and flick the switch. We have to pull that to start it. Cabin air pull. Cabin heat, carb heat, what else we got around here? Braking system is down here, so we have to pull that to apply the wheel brakes, parking brakes even. Landing lights, I have no idea what that is. No, not that one. That one, that's one. Oh, so we've got landing lights, nav lights, radio, so that's your avionics. Master switch, which I'm guessing is your battery. Mag, obviously, and there's a primer system as we just used. So yeah. It looks the part. I mean, I'm not expecting a great deal out of this. It is, like I say, we got fuel gauges, obviously, in the wings. So we've got half in the right wing, and we have half in the left wing. And obviously, we have we don't need to take off at lower levels of fuel. So let's turn that back on. That one. So this is the typical Carenado tablet. Basic but functional, so we do have external power, so we'll turn that off when we get going. Static elements, obviously things that part around the aircraft. Fairings, they are these things, so they're on. Pilot, show and hide. Well, maybe if the battery's off, we don't have the pilot. Co-pilot again, pilot door, co-pilot door, GPS hide. Get to that awful thing, don't need it. Start options, again, so these are your presets. So cold and dark, click on that and everything will go cold and dark. Ready for taxis, same as, and ready for takeoff. And this is your takeoff checklist. So again, it's quite a simple aircraft to get going. Landing, so we've got takeoff and landing. That's all you have. No startup, no run-ups, no after landing. But it's fairly simple. So we'll have the battery lights coming on. Sorry, battery coming on even. We'll have nav lights can come on. Let's just turn that off to make sure I'm getting everything right. Mixture pushed in. Mags through to both. Start priming. Very long-winded system, but good sounds. I'll give it that. Again, it's not an HY aircraft, so I don't think we're going to be too worried about getting it all set up correctly. So anyway, let's get the Trackir set up. So parking brakes are set. Throttle is 1/2 inch open, so we're looking for RPM. So start up and we'll set it at around 1,000 as usual, and then we'll check everything as we get going. So mags are on. Clip up. I think you can definitely say the sounds are very good. Radios are now on. Let's just check everything is honky-dory. Oh, I'll have the beacon light on. We do have a beacon light. It's not with the lights. That's why it confused me. Transponder is set for 7,000, and we will start squawking 7,000. Flaps to 1 stage. I like how the aircraft does sort of bobble, bounce and shake and all that. Yes, I will definitely say the sounds are very, very good. So, coming off the parking brake, we are currently sat on the lazy runway here at Burning Blue Designs, sorry, not Wickenby, I keep saying Wickenby, North Weald Airfield. And just in case you worked out where we are Burning Blue Designs. Cessna is sat there. So let's get going. So we need to watch out for his wing, which is miles off. Clear on that side. So we are going to taxi downhill, which is going to obviously get our speed up a bit. So again, this is a World War II ex-RAF airbase. As you can see, we do have various warplanes, World War II warplanes, historic aviation, and current generation aircraft here, and helicopters. Got a very modern looking helicopter over there, and a DC-3 stroke C-47 sat there. I do believe there was a Spitfire sat behind it as well. Got another C-47 parked over there. Again, I will be showing off this airfield on a Crafty Tours video in the future. Just trying to not tip the aircraft over. So it's a very long runway here at North Weald, and a very wide runway as well. And joy of joys, it's all tarmac. Whee! There's the joys of a tail dragger, just sitting on the brakes a little bit there. Nearly ground looped it. So, park and brake is set, flaps are one stage, gear is fixed. Mixture is full, car beats all off. I think we're all ready to go. So, let's see what this aircraft's like. Tails up. Flaps up. Bit of a handful to get into the air. It's, I think we've got a bit of a crosswind, which is lifting the right wing up a little bit. Obviously, this aircraft is susceptible to crosswinds, like most tail draggers are. Can become a bit of a handful. Like I said, Carenado, they're not the best. I'll be, you know, as good as I can be. They are not the best flight sim developer here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But that being said, they do offer a selection of unique aircraft. They do seem to put out quite a few aircraft in their catalogue of general aviation aircraft. Obviously, the flip side is they are quite cheap as well compared to other aircraft. But once you get in the air, it's quite easy to fly. Obviously, the joys of landing a tail dragger do come into effect when you're closer to the ground. We'll bring ourselves back in for an approach into North Weald. It indicated 92. Was that kilometers or miles per hour? Right, so we'll have landing lights are coming on. Certainly doesn't feel like we're doing 90 miles an hour. Obviously that is an indicated airspeed. Or ground speed might be a little bit different, or actual speed. This might be a very good lesson how to slip an aircraft into a runway. I do believe we've got either a good crosswind or, at the very least, a nose-on. So as you can see, we are relatively travelling forwards, obviously, but we have to crab into the wind to bring us down, which always makes it interesting on the final touchdown, where you have to kick the rudder over. I haven't done this in a while. And tail draggers always like to bite. Level out, kick the plane round. Come on, stay down. Not the best landing, but we do have quite a substantial crosswind there looking at the windsock. The flaps up. Yeah, it's definitely a good crosswind. And this aircraft is quite susceptible to crosswinds, obviously. It's a light aircraft and a tail dragger at that. Once again, if you notice the shimmering in the shadows, I did mention this in the last video. Accidentally, I let Nvidia set up my sim, graphically speaking, that is, and it's changed my shader size, which I've got to sort out, obviously. So let's turn that off. Landing lights are off. Navigation lights off. Beacon lights are off. Radio master is off. Battery is off. Yes, you can hear the wind gusting at the moment. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Carenado C170. Is it a good aircraft? Yes, it's a good aircraft. It teaches you how to handle tail draggers, something that a lot of general aviation aircraft now are not tail draggers, they're all nose wheel. So it does add a bit of a challenge to it. It's not the fastest aircraft in the world, which is to be expected. It ticks the boxes for having really all that we look for in a flight simulator product, in the fact of graphically it looks good, engine sounds and switchgear and all that sounds good. Handling is questionable. I don't know how realistic it is. I know Carenado say they used, real pilots and all that lot, but is it really that realistic? I'm not sure. But I think it's a good aircraft. I think it gets a pass for me. It's not on the level of a Just Flight aircraft or A2A aircraft or the Diamond, the Cows aircraft, for instance. It's not on that level, but it's priced correctly for that aircraft, for that style of aircraft. On the scenery side of it, obviously we will be going on a little tour of North Weald with the UTV. Probably do that very, very soon. As you can see, it's burning blue designs at their best when they come to designing scenery. It looks absolutely fantastic, but we will see it in more detail in a future video. So if you have any questions or comments about this aircraft or about the scenery, please bang them below. I'll answer any questions you have, and I shall see you in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.